Hello everyone, and thank you so much for joining my channel. Today is an interesting video. I am going to be going back through the archives to give you a product review on things that I've shared with you a while ago, but I just never came back to tell you, was it good or was it not good? So let's get right into it. Alright, so for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Rocky. I normally talk about fashion, lifestyle, and just a little bit of beauty. Today is going to be heavily on reviewing beauty products and some of the other things that I've purchased over time and just never got a chance to tell you about. The very first thing I want to talk about are beauty items, and let's get right into it. The first item is this Dior Addict Lip Glow Oil. And I've been using Dior Lip Glow Addict, like the balm, for a very long time, for years and years, and I really loved it. Brings out beautiful color in your lips. And then they recently, I want to say in the last 2 years, came out with the oil, and I said, let me try that. Oh my gosh, love at first try. So beautiful. It brings out your lips. Definitely very sexy and just bright. I've been trying to convert people one gift at a time, and I have a feeling that I may be alone on this one. While I absolutely love it, I've been circling back with the folks that I've gifted it to say, don't you just love it? And they're just like, yeah, I've worn it, ... So I don't know, buyer beware. I'm absolutely in love with it. And if you're a fan of the lip balm, and I'm saying that the lip balm is amazing, we're like-minded people. I feel like you'd love this too. But anyway, that said, I wanted to follow up and circle back. It's still doing right by me. I still get tons of compliments when I wear this. People ask me what I'm wearing or compliment how my lip gloss looks or whatever. So I would definitely recommend this. The next item is a non-beauty item, and it is something that I just don't know what my life would have been like without it. But it is a candle wick trimmer, and it sounds simple, like why do you, first of all, some people don't realize that you need to trim your wicks down to 1/4 of an inch before burning your candle so you can get the cleanest and best burn. So I always have trimmed my wicks, but I use scissors. Well, where it gets tricky is when the wax starts to burn down and you have to tilt the scissors this way to get down in there. The point, having to cut with the point, makes it very difficult and challenging. Well, what this is, it's flat, and so you bring it in there. This is a scissor. You bring it in there and you cut it flat-wise, and it's so simple. And then there's somewhat of a tray here, and it catches the wicks that you cut. So it's like chip, 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 and then you have the wicks here. You just dump them out, throw them in the garbage. Man, didn't know that I needed it until I started using it. I would suggest getting a pair. I'm sure you can get them on Amazon, but I got it at a local boutique called Shuri, S-U-U-R-I, here in Hyde Park, Chicago, on the south side. That's where I got mine, in this beautiful rose gold color. I would suggest you get a pair if you're into burning candles. The next item I got is, it's a little bit, I don't know if it's unorthodox or what, or weird, but I think I might have shared with you guys some time ago that I was diagnosed with endometriosis. And I will put a link down below so we don't put a damper on or get you queasy with me telling you what it is, but I'll put a link down below of what endometriosis is. But it is a woman thing, and it does cause a lot of menstrual cycle-like discomfort. And so what I've done is I've purchased what's called Livia, and it's, quote, the off switch for menstrual pain. And it's an interesting little contraption. It's weird, but what it does is it uses electrical stimulation to kind of shut off the pain receptors in your body, and then you don't have cramps anymore. I've used this before, and it's an interesting little contraption. Kind of put this in your pocket, and you put this on either side of these little things here, on either side of the uterus, and you just turn it on. You wear it, for a few minutes, and while it seems to work while you're wearing it, for me, it doesn't fully eliminate the pain. The minute I take this off, like not the minute, but like within a few minutes of taking this off, the pain starts to come back if it's a pain day. And for me, I live with pain on a daily basis. So just to give you some perspective of my life, I live with pain on a daily basis. And this gives me some relief on the days where, medication and relaxation just don't work. I will layer this on top of everything else that I'm using. So I wanted to share this with you to give my opinion. For people who have just regular menstrual cramps, I think this is a great contraption. For those of you who have pain induced by, you know, if you have an IUD, or if you have something like fibroids or endometriosis, I feel like it provides temporary relief, which is always great. Any break from having pain is great. However, it does not cure it. It does not end the pain for you. So anyway, I say all that to say I recommend it with a asterisk next to it. Menstrual pain, great, because if Tylenol and Advil solved your problem, then that means something like this will solve your problem without putting medication in your body. But if you have something more extreme, similar to my case, it'll provide temporary relief, but not permanent relief. The next items are fragrance related. One I don't have with me because I got rid of it, but I purchased with you guys some Jo Malone perfume. I think it was over the summer. I can't remember when, but it was called Yellow Hibiscus, and it was part of a recent floral line that they released during the pandemic. And I wasn't able to go in and smell them when they first came out, but I don't know what it was. I was obsessed with getting at least one of that collection because it was floral. I love florals. Went in, sniffed it in a store, but didn't wear it. And then when I got home and wore it, it was not for me because it was heavy musk. Musk, M-U-S-K, does not necessarily agree with my skin all the time. Sometimes it depends. It may be paired with some other ingredient that kind of cancels out the musk to a certain degree. And anyway, that being said, I purchased a Jo Malone Yellow Hibiscus, not knowing that the musk would be so overpowering. And as much as I tried to wear it and like it, it just did not work for me. So I ended up giving it away. I was told that you could sell partially used fragrances online. I'm gonna have to look into that because at some point I may get into selling what I haven't used at some point instead of wasting my money. There have been a few of the Dossier fragrances that I shared with you guys too that are replicas of the name brands. We talked about those when I first unpackaged them. It had nothing to do with Dossier necessarily. It was the ingredients that were in them, and they were musk based as well. The base notes were musk, and they didn't play well with my skin. So I ended up having to gift, I want to say, a good 4 out of the 20 Dossier fragrances that I have today because of the base notes, and musk is not my friend. So I don't have those here to show you, but I wanted to kind of circle back and tell you that story. Like, I don't want you thinking like I hype something up here and then like secretly I'm hating it and I've told you about it. But no, like there's some things that don't agree with me, and I do end up making arrangements thereafter. The next thing I want to talk about is another fragrance, and this is the Byredo La Sélection Florale scent travel size scent discovery set. I don't even know what to call this, but it is a set of 3 floral fragrances, Blanche, La Tulipe, and Rose of No Man's Land. And I wanted to follow up. As you can see, I have been using these not quite equal amounts. You can almost see which ones are the most popular. This one's the least, well, whatever. That being said, you can see, like, you know, like I said, which ones are the most popular. Rose should have been my favorite, right? But I think, I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm saving it or what, but I just know that one of these, and I can't remember which one now, I feel like it's Blanche. Blanche has musk in it, I think. And in the store, and interestingly, Blanche is what made me buy the set. I smelled Blanche first and was like, oh, this is great. And then the salesperson started asking me more questions about what I liked and said, well, you might like this entire set. So I ended up getting this entire set. But Blanche has a very soapy kind of a smell to it. Not to say I don't like that. If I'm going for fresh and I want to smell, I would imagine like a day that you're going to be out at a festival and sweating and stuff. Blanche would be perfect because then you would smell like soap all day. A soapiness all day. For me, just sitting around the house, that smell is a bit much for me. It's a bit overpowering. Rose of No Man's Land, I feel like, yeah, this is the one that I've been sort of savoring, so I haven't used it as much. And then La Tulipe is right there in the middle. It's beautiful. It's very feminine, very pretty, very beautiful. All together, I really like this set. I do. They all serve a very specific purpose. None of them smell alike, so I don't feel like I wasted my money by getting the 3 different scents. They're very different, but they all have that hint of floral. So anyway, I wanted to follow up around this one. It was, I forget how much it cost, but it's Byredo, and so it does have a nice little price tag associated with it. But anyway, I wanted to follow up on this one. This one is a good set. Not all like flowery, like they're not like bouquets of flowers, so to speak, but they do serve a purpose. The next item I'd like to review is something that I hadn't shared with you, and it is a facial product from Paula's Choice. As you guys know, I've been going through a skin clearing journey. When the pandemic hit, I came up with a concoction, not a concoction, my own plan of like what products to use, how to use them, when to use them to clear my face. And I was religious about that system that I put together, and my face was cleared in maybe 2-3 months. Was it 2 or 3 months? Yeah, 2 or 3 months. It was cleared. And we're going from like a whole life of having scars from acne on my face, and pretty bad, and breakouts, like not just scars, but flare-ups, breakouts, cystic acne, all the things. So for me to have, quote, clear skin is just not normal. It's just something very different. So even now my skin looks, you know, night and day compared to what it looked like when I even first started this channel. You can go back to some of my older videos, and I always had some sort of really big blemishes. And mind you, the camera does help, right? And so if you could see them on camera, know that it was really bad in person. But anyway, that system that I put together, I started to get lax from it, and then got scars and blemishes again, and I tried to get back on it again. And in that journey, I did discover another product that could work for me, that would make my life just a little bit easier in all the steps that I have to take. So this one is an advanced replenishing toner with hyaluronic acid. It replenishes and soothes, leaves skin looking radiant, preserves the skin's protective layer. So what I found is that I wasn't very diligent about washing my face. And that sounds weird, right? But like when you have acne, there's a whole step and process around just washing your face. It ain't just like in the shower getting water on it and that's that. You can't use the soap that's in the shower. That's a no-no, right? And then there's, you know, just some steps. So I found that if I wasn't doing as good of a job as I should have washing my face, that this toner takes it to the next step for me. So I'm just now starting to try this, and I absolutely love the results so far. So it's called Paula's Choice Advanced Replenishing Toner. And for those of you who struggle with anything on your skin, and keeping it clean is paramount to keeping that condition at bay, I would suggest this toner. The next couple of items are fashion items, and I wanted to circle back on these. These are Replica designer belts, or dupe designer belts that I got. One of these, this one is from DHgate. No, wait. Yes, this one is from DHgate, and this one is from Amazon. And the quality on these has been phenomenal. I've been wearing these like crazy. For those of you who look at my OOTDs here on YouTube or follow me on Instagram, you will see how I've been pairing these with my outfits and styling these, and they have been working out great. I've worn them out in public. They've gotten wet, all the things that could happen with a belt, and the condition of these have been impeccable. And so why do I say this? I don't know why I'm telling you this, because a lot of people are totally against not buying the real thing. They like save up, get the real thing, blah, blah, blah. However, what did it say? Copying is the biggest form of flattery. I like them. It's just that my budget doesn't like these things. So I feel like if I can get these items for a fraction of the price, why not? And what I found with myself too is that I am not opposed to buying the real thing. I have real designer belts. I have Ferragamo, I have Gucci, etc. But what it does is it lets me know if I actually like it. These are not inexpensive, not in the slightest. So if I feel like these really work, and as they start to deteriorate, I sometimes do transition into buying the real thing. These are ways for me to test it out and see if I actually, really love them. So I'm not opposed to the real thing. It's just that I am opposed to shelling out the money for the real thing and not be sure that I'm in love with it. So anyway, that all being said, I just wanted to follow up. If I can find the links to these, I will put them in the comments down below. So if you're interested in buying replicas or dupes of designer belts, I may be able to help you out and see where they come from. A lot of times when you buy these and people catch on somehow, some way, they either run out of stock or they are asked to remove the product from the internet, and so you may or may not be able to get these. The next two items are beauty items, and more specifically they are fragrance. And so this one is the Aerin Rose de Grace. I got this quite some time ago. I think I got this the same time that I got the Byredo La Selección Floral kit set. This one is by far one of my favorite fragrances. Yeah, you need a bat to keep the men off of you when you wear this. You need a bat. So when you buy this, go right across the street to the Dick's Sporting Good. Go get you a bat. Just don't even hesitate. Get you a bat. That being said, this is one of my favorites. The packaging is gorgeous. It is very, very beautiful, and it smells like innocence personified. I definitely feel like youthful. I feel pretty. I feel feminine. I feel all of the things. Everything that goes along with being a woman, I feel when I wear this. Pretty penny, of course, with like all of these other designer fragrances I've been mentioning, but it is definitely worth it. Also, when I went to go buy another fragrance, the fragrance that I'm going to talk about next, the person selling me this other fragrance, I mentioned to them that I have the Aerin Rose de Grace, and she said, interestingly, of all the Aerin fragrances, this one is the only one that's good. This one is the best smelling one. And that's interesting. Why would I have picked that one? But I thought that was interesting. So this one is nice. And then lastly, I wanted to circle back on the most recent purchase, which is the Maison Francis Kurkdjian Gentle Fluidity Gold. And there's a gold and a silver that they sell, but I got the gold, and this one is very beautiful as well. It puts me in the mindset of the Aerin Rose de Grace, not because they smell alike, but the way that it makes me feel. And it definitely is a sweet, I'm gonna put some on. Ooh, I can smell it through the thing. So I was told that you can dab, but don't rub. Anyway, this is the packaging is just gorgeous. You see how the gold is, and it's just gorgeous. I think MFK packaging in general is very gorgeous, but this one is very just sophisticated and just pretty. The smell on this is just, it's kind of sweet, it's powdery, it's feminine, it's light, it's a lot, but it's just ultimately, like I said, it makes me feel just beautiful. The difference with this one and the Aerin Rose de Grace is this one is very like spring, daytime, you know, frolicking through the fields. This one, when you first put it on, it's very, like I said, it's very sweet and pretty. But there's an amber in here in the dry down that becomes sexy pretty quickly. So I would definitely suggest this for a date. I would suggest this for going out at night. And it's not overpowering. It's not doing the most. It's just like, you know, they say your fragrance should not be announced. It should be discovered. And this is what this does. It's just one of those, you get this whiff of, what is that? Damn. You know, it's one of those. So that's why I would recommend the MFK Gentle Fluidity Gold. And again, I'm not even gonna lie to you. The price tag is pretty steep on this one. I think this one is, I want to say it's $270. The price tag on this is $270. I got a sale. I got a deal when I got it, but it ain't cheap. Yeah, it ain't cheap. None of these were cheap. So to be fair, but when you watch them, and I bought all of these. I think I bought all of these on sale. So yeah, I either got like 15% off or $1 amount off of all of these fragrances. So I am very pleased with all of the things that I've mentioned to you today. When I was preparing for this, I was just like, yeah, let me pull out some of the things that I hated and that didn't do this and didn't do that. And I found it very hard to find some things to give you a bad review about. So these are all just, I'm just keeping it real as usual. I mean, you got a couple of lukewarm reviews, but no bad ones, and I'm just keeping it real. Thank you so much for watching. These are the things that I live for, giving you pure honesty and transparency, because I do sometimes come on here and I'm super excited. Sometimes my excitement is unwarranted, and I do like to just kind of take some time with my products, slow it down, and then come back to you with the honest truth about how I feel on these products. So thank you so much for coming along for the ride. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you have any questions or comments down below. Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with your friends, because my thought is if you liked it, they'd like it too. Bye.